Today's lesson is on graphing linear equations in standard form. After today, you will be able to derive the equation y equals mx for a line through the origin and the equation y equals mx plus b for a line intercepting the vertical axis at b. First, we're going to look at our key idea for standard form of a linear equation. The standard form of a linear equation is ax plus by equals c, where a and b are not both 0. For our first example, we're graphing a linear equation in standard form. We want to graph negative 2x plus 3y equals negative 6. Our first step is to write the equation in slope-intercept form. In order to do this, our first step then is going to be to add 2x to each side. We will then have 3y equals 2x minus 6. Now we need to divide each side by 3. So we're going to have y equals 2/3 x minus 2. Our second step is to use the slope and y-intercept to graph the equation. Our slope is 2/3 and our y-intercept is negative 2. We are going to first graph the y-intercept. So if it's negative 2, that means we have 0, negative 2, which would be right here. And then we're going to use our slope to get our second point. Our slope is 2/3, so our rise is 2 and our run is 3. So we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, and then up to 1, 2. This will give us our second point, and then we can draw a line through the points. Now we have an additional example. You can pause the video and try it on your own, or you may follow along. We're going to graph the linear equation. Our equation is x plus y equals negative 2. First, we need to put this in slope-intercept form. So we're going to have to subtract x from both sides. When we subtract x from each side, we get y equals negative x minus 2. Our slope is negative 1, and our y-intercept is negative 2. Now we can graph the y-intercept, which is negative 2, so that would be 0, negative 2, and our slope is negative 1. If I go up 1, that's positive, so I have to go left 1 to give me my negative. And if I start back at the original point, if I go down 1, that's negative, so I have to go to the right 1, which is positive, because I only want one negative. Now I can draw a line through my points, and I have graphed my equation. For our second example, we're graphing a linear equation in standard form. We want to graph x plus 3y equals negative 3 using intercepts. For our first step, we're going to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. To find the x-intercept, we substitute 0 for y. So my equation was x plus 3y equals negative 3. I'm going to replace y with 0, so I have x plus 3 times 0 equals negative 3. And 3 times 0 is 0, so I just have x equals negative 3. So my x-intercept is negative 3. For the y-intercept, I'm going to substitute 0 for x. My equation was x plus 3y equals negative 3. Instead of x, I put in 0, so I have 0 plus 3y equals negative 3. That would just be 3y equals negative 3. Then I would divide by 3, and I get y equals negative 1. So my y-intercept is negative 1. Now I can go ahead and plot my 2 points. If x equals negative 3, that would be negative 3, 0. So I start at 0, 0. I would go left to do negative 3, 1, 2, 3. That would be negative 3. And then since my second point is 0, I just stay there and I make my point. Then for my y-intercept, I have y equals negative 1. So starting at 0, 0, and my point would be 0, negative 1. So I would start here and then just go down negative 1 for my y. Plot my point, and then you would draw a line through your points. Now we have an additional example. You can pause the video and try it on your own, or you may follow along. We're going to graph the linear equation using intercepts. My equation is x plus 3y equals 6. First, we're going to find the x-intercept. To find the x-intercept, we're going to put in 0 for y. So I have x plus 3 times 0 equals 6. 3 times 0 is 0, so I'm left with x equals 6. Now I need to find my y-intercept. For my y-intercept, I put in 0 for x. So I have 0 plus 3y equals 6. That would be equal to 3y equals 6. Then I'm going to divide by 3, so I get y equals 2. Now I'm going to plot my 2 points. If x equals 6, that would be 6, 0. So I'm going to go over to 6, and then I stay at 0, so I'm going to make my point. And then for my y-intercept, I have y equals 2, so my point is 0, 2, so I stay at 0, and then I go up 2, make my point. And the next step is then to draw a line through the points. And now I have graphed my equation using intercepts. Don't forget to fill out your notes, and remember to watch the video again if needed.